In this video, I will demonstrate a useful tool we developed as part of Bodhitree to handle labs. Many of us regularly conduct labs, and here is the procedure. So we provide the lab details and ask some questions based on the lab. The students are supposed to do the experiments and submit answers to these questions as report for grading, which the TAs grade. I don't know if you have a clever way of doing it, but at least this is how I used to manage the labs in the past. The students submit reports like this, and the TAs maintain a spreadsheet of this form, and they toggle between these two windows of the report. They go through the answer, decide on the marks, they go back to the spreadsheet, enter the marks. And one important thing that they also need to do is add some comments so that later, if the students have any concerns, they can appropriately address those concerns by keeping track of what they did wrong with a specific question. So the shuffling between the spreadsheet window and the student answer sheet tends to be very annoying. So we want to automate this particular process and make it more convenient both for the students as well as the TAs who are doing this lab. So the result of this is this report grading, which we have incorporated as part of Bodhitree. We are yet to come up with a more innovative name. So let me give a demo of the same. So let's start with clicking report grading. It takes you to this interface. So I want to create a lab. So I do this. I can specify the lab name. Let me call it a demo. Then I can specify a lab number. So let's say this is the first lab. If you want the lab to be done in teams, you can specify the team size. And you can say that this lab should be published. I'm just specifying today 1 o'clock. And you can specify the deadline for this particular lab, which is, let's say 3 o'clock is the deadline. This IP range is useful if you want to ensure that students present only in the lab can submit, in which case you can specify the range of IP addresses of that particular lab. That way it will not permit submissions from other IP addresses. And you have to upload the questions you want to ask. This we upload as an ODT file. So I click here. I go to the lab and upload an ODT file and say submit. You could potentially also upload any helper files in the form of tar ZZ. And once you submit this ODT file, a lab gets created. So this is the lab. If you click on the lab, we will see these buttons. We will get to these later. So let's see the student view now. So here is the student view. A student is going to see a list of published labs. So when the student clicks on this lab, it takes you to this page where the student first has to form a group. So let me form a group with one other student. So this is here. So I'm going to create a group with this student. And here you can see how much time is left for the end of the lab. And here are all the questions that I have asked as part of the lab. And when I want to answer as a student, I just click, I will type the answer and save the answer and then move on to the next question. So this can be done one after the other. And finally, when I am done, I can potentially submit additional files. For example, if there are any logs that I have collected, I could submit these files. I could potentially click on finish exam to submit my lab report. If you don't click on finish exam when the deadline expires, it automatically gets submitted. So the main thing to note here is it's a web form where the questions are asked and space is provided for the student to provide answers. So that is the main thing to note here. As part of this, you could also embed images. That is not a problem. So I have gone back to the instructor view to grade this particular lab. I can see all the submissions here. So since there was only one pair of students who took the lab, it's given here. And I'm going to click on that particular pair. And it shows what are all the questions. There's a color coding here which basically tells that the first question was attempted, rest are all already graded because no attempt was made. So they're all given 0 marks. So let's see the first question. So this is the question I answered. So here I can give some marks, 2 marks, and I can also add a comment, you can type in a comment and save the comment and close. So the comment shows here, the marks show here. So this way I can go off one question after the other, add the marks and the comments. And then after I am done, typically at the end there will be a next button, but since there is only one group, there is no next button to go to the next batch of students to grade. When I revisit this page later, you can see that the red has become green because this question was already graded. The latest version of Bodhi tree also includes the name of the TA who graded here. This does not have it. So this page is actually from an actual course that we ran last semester. So here you can see that there is a lot of students and everything is graded. All the marks and the comments are listed here. So 0 marks, and this is the comment for it. This is also an interesting feature. If you want to provide model answers, if you click on it, a model answer will pop up for the student's view. And you can also see the performance of your lab by clicking on view marks. So this shows the marks obtained by the different students as well as the individual marks they got in each of the questions. You could also download all the marks for all the labs by downloading as XLS. I have not covered the entire feature set, but the major features are covered. One example is this deadline extension, where if for a specific group you want to extend the deadline, you could do that as well. Whoever have used it in the past, both the students, the TAs and the instructors have given very good feedback for this particular tool. This is an in-house product. We can make modifications to it as well based on your requirements. So if you are ready to use it, we are more than happy to support you. Thank you.